Yes, they're like 370 fucking calories.
What did you have, Moose?
I had 3. So, all right, listen. I've been drinking. I've been
surprise. Moose is drinking. Everybody.
I've been drinking a bit, and so I bought. There's this local grocery chain which is headquarters in Salisbury. It's called Food Line, and they're in the southeast, and they have these personal pizzas for like 87 cents. They got like Supreme, they got cheeseburger, they got like all kinds. And so I bought.
Let me guess, you had a burger one.
I did buy the cheeseburger one, but I bought a bunch of them for the house because I was like, all right, well, one night where we don't want to cook anything, you just preheat the oven, throw them right onto the baking racks, and you're good to go. And so tonight, the wife has left me unsupervised for the second night in a row.
Oh gosh!
And so I was like,
surprised your house is still.
I know. I'm surprised I haven't burnt this motherfucker down. But so I was talking to Jurgen, our boy Jurgen, and Jeff. We were in a party trying to do Far Cry multiplayer trophies for Jurgen, and I was like, should I go out or should I just make something here? And they're like, eh. And I'm like, I'm not to the point where I can't drive. I mean, I'm all right to drive, but I don't want to drive. And I was like,
that usually means you're not all right to drive.
So I was like, I'm gonna make pizzas. So I opened up 3 individual pizzas, and I had like 1 on the top rack and 2 on the bottom rack, and I just fucking put them out on the cutting board, cut them into 4 pieces each, and yeah, that's what I had for dinner. So, and yeah, it was delicious.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't as delicious probably as your chicken and your chicken fajitas or whatever Jason had. I don't know. I had a good meal last night. I had a brisket sandwich, which was fucking phenomenal. But
I went to all you can eat sushi for lunch.
Oh, I haven't had sushi in like forever. God.
Yeah.
I had brisket fries at the movies.
Look at you fucking bastard.
Wait, what did you have at the movies?
Well, we went to the dine-in. We took Ari to the movies, and I had loaded brisket fries with jalapeno peppers.
That was with jalapenos. That would be good.
What did y'all see?
Dog's Way Home.
Oh, okay. Was it good? Did she like it? Did y'all
like it? She liked it.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good movie. Yeah. Because I was going to ask you on Instagram, and I'm like, he posted this about 10 minutes ago, so he's probably watching the movie right now. So I was like, to ask him what he's watching is futile.
So basically what they did was remake Homeward Bound.
Essentially.
Is that... okay.
Okay.
Did the dog talk? Like, narrate? Not talk, like... It wasn't like a talking animal. Did the dog narrate in Homeward Bound?
Yeah, Homeward Bound, they
talked.
No. They were talking.
Michael J. Fox was the
the
dumb one, the dumb dog.
No, the
I don't remember what his name was.
There was a narrator. It was a dog narrating, essentially.
Oh, man. Either of you guys watch the Tim and Eric show? Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job, or whatever. Oh, okay. They have this segment with Zach Galifianakis where he plays this character called the Snuggler, and he lives out in the woods with this fox that he calls Michael J, and it's just a stuffed red fox.
Wow.
At one point, he's like, "Did you?" He looks at the stuffed fox. He said, "Did you hear that?" Shut up. It's one of those, like, I don't know. It's a show that's only for certain people because it's just really, really, just a really messed up show. But it's one of my favorite. Every time I think of that, I want a Michael J. Fox. I want a fox and they call him Michael J.
That just sounds like it's like if you get a dog and call it Snoop.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg. Yeah. Oh, that show's good though. It's hilarious.
All right, are we ready? I'm ready, I guess.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got the notes pulled up and stuff. So.
All right. By the way, I recorded that whole thing about your pizza, Moose.
Yeah!
Nice.
Put it up!
I am.
It'll be a
going
B-side.
to. Yeah, it's going to be the B-side.
Do it.
Oh my gosh, just die, dude.
Like the Beatles, you record everything and you don't get rid of any of it.
Right.
Oh god, there's so many of these things. Somebody just shoot him.
I love how he's playing fucking Destiny 2 while we're getting ready to record. Motherfucker.
I want to do an episode of Nerd Jam Platinum where we're all playing a game. See how long we could focus.
No, you guys all died and he has like a sliver of health left. You guys all suck. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome to Dark Zone Junkies here on Nerds Gone Rogue. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me on my left here, Jason Marshall. And then all the way on the far right, the wise Wisconsinite, Jesse Douglas. And over
How's
here,
it going?
if you heard the pre-show, the 3 Pizza Man, Moose Kluel, unsupervised, second day in a row. How do you feel, Moose? How do you feel?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. How's everybody else feel? Good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Rested.
So, Moose, why did you feel the need to eat 3 pizzas today?
That's all fucking shit. I didn't eat a lot today. I had nothing but coffee and orange juice for breakfast because I ate a big
That's
meal
not
last
breakfast.
night.
That's
Listen, I'm setting you up. You gotta let me tell the story. Stop cutting me off, all right? And so then I had some chili mac for lunch, a small portion of it, and I'm like, man, I'm not hitting my calories for the day. I went to the gym and burned 1,000 calories. Okay, and so when I came home, I'm like, I can eat 3 fucking personal pizzas for 1,000 calories and be good to go.
I'm no fitness guru, but I'm pretty sure you don't actually have to hit the calorie mark. Oh, I have 1,500 calories. Let's go to town.
I every fucking day, I at least have 500 calories left over that I have not consumed. So
you wasted them all today. You just decided to, like, save them up. I don't think that's how that works either.
The cheat day.
It's not a cheat day. Yesterday was the cheat day. Today was a little more in control.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll see where I'm at in another hour or so.
In his defense, he made 3 pizzas. It's not like he made one and was like, I'm going to have another one. And then I'm going to have a third. He intended to eat 3.
No, I was all in. I was all in on all 3. Because I was like...
He made enough food for, like, 8 people and decided...
No, they're personal pizzas, like, motherfuckers. They're like 6 inches across.
This is the 2019 Platinum Challenge. How many pizzas can you eat in one sitting?
They're like 300. They're like 350, 360 calories a piece. Like, they're fucking nothing. So I was like, I've been drinking, and I'm hungry. Let's make 3.
I honestly can't say anything because for a while, like, literally ate pizza for lunch every single day because I worked at a place where we actually made, like, frozen pizzas, the DiGiorno pizzas, and we made the California Kitchen pizzas and all that stuff, and then they would just have massive freezers full of pizzas in the lunchroom that you could just take pizza and make it whenever you wanted for lunch.
Wow. Wow. I don't even, like, I don't even know don't even know what to say.
No words. Words
No,
have failed.
zero words, everybody. All right, so this is Dark Zone Junkies. This is Nerds Gone Rogue's Division podcast, not Nerds Gone Rogue's Pizza cast. So
They're not me.
So I mean, this past week the new trailer dropped. There was you guys watched it. What do you think of the trailer overall? It was more of like
I liked it.
It was more of a descriptive video than a trailer, but
Yeah.
It kind of set the stage.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Division 2. I'm ready for the story.
I hope so. You're on the show.
I think it's gonna be good. I agree. It was more of a descriptive trailer than it was just a regular trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it was good for what it was worth.
Yeah. I actually like how they kind of like talk through a lot of the things because they haven't really, done that a lot. So, I like how they talk through the dark zones and different things they're doing with the dark zones, which we're going to get into, and the dedicated PvP this time around. So that's kind of cool to see that.
That'll be fun.
Coming. Yeah. So, the trailer started off with kind of setting up the story of what's happening in the world of the Division. It takes place 7 months after the outbreak, and the government unleashed a insufficiently tested chemical called DC-62, and was deployed across the quarantine zones, and it proved to be just as disastrous as the dollar flu. So that's where we're at. We're in Washington, D.C. This chemical has kind of spread and killed a bunch of people and made a bunch of people sick, and as agents of the Division, it's our job to fix it, I suppose. So a lot of cool scenery. They showed off the broken bridges and the Capitol building and all the landmarks you would see in a post-apocalyptic DC wasteland. So they talked a lot about the dark zones, and they talked about conflict, which is their dedicated PvP stuff that they're aiming for. So let's talk about these dark zones for a minute. They're going to be smaller dark zones than the original Division. And in the original Division, there's one big dark zone that you could access different points as you gained levels, but everybody was kind of in the same spot, and it instanced 24 people into the same area. And so this in these dark zones, there's 3 smaller ones instancing in 12 people per area. But they are adding a what they're calling an occupied dark zone, which your stats matter in one of the 3 dark zones every week. And when you enter that area, the rewards will be higher, the weapons will be better, the armor will be better. So, I mean, what do you guys think about having 3 separate dark zones instead of just one?
It makes sense in a real world sense, the way Washington's laid out as opposed to New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, New York City, you can kind of just have it centralized, but if you guys have been to DC, there's all that water in the middle between the monuments. It's like, what the hell would you do? So it kind of makes sense splitting it up, and I kind of like it that they're smaller. So that's probably a reason they did it.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes along almost with some of the ways that they had the original setup, where you had certain areas that you needed a higher level mask to be able to go in, that were contaminated and stuff.
Yeah.
So they could, kind of have it. It's somewhat similar to kind of those areas where you've just got certain areas that are dark zones that are, just another kind of element to kind of have sections of, so Jason said, it just, the way that's set up, it kind of just makes sense to do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to talk about how you can obtain equipment and armor and weapons and stuff. You can obtain equipment by clearing out landmarks, clearing out enemy factions, and securing supply drops. Also, you can obtain items by going rogue, which was the big kind of thing in the first game. there's 3 stages. There's Rogue, which is non-lethal agent activity, Disavowed Rogue, which is lethal rogue agent activity, and then Manhunt status, which you become, if you perform too many rogue actions, you become a high priority target for other people to actually go and hunt you down in the Dark Zone. So
it's like they listened to the show last week. We talked about
I know
just that thing.
I know, man. It's almost like, yeah, man. Ubisoft, man. Thanks.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of. I wasn't a huge fan of the Dark Zone as it is. I don't really. It's more PvP in general, but it does give you an incentive to be a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's almost like you can't do it too much because you get that manhunt status. Like you do it a few times, nobody will really notice except the people you killed. But then my guess is once you get in that Dark Zone, you'll be notified that this person's flagged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and incentivizing people to go rogue, but then incentivizing people to hunt down the people that have survived long enough to do a bunch of things that maybe other players don't like. Good idea. So, but when you do go rogue, you gain kind of these not really special abilities: lockpick, supply crates, steal contaminated gear from other players before extraction, and hack SHD terminals for better gear. So they do actually incentivize you to go rogue too, which is kind of nice, like you just said, Jason. But outside of going rogue, in the Dark Zones, you obtain equipment, like I said, from clearing out landmarks, clearing out enemy factions, securing supply drops. There are a couple different things to take note here. There's the occupied Dark Zones, where your stats, weapons, and armor matter for a more hardcore experience, for higher risk and higher rewards. But there's also the normalized status environments, which is the other 2 Dark Zones that week, which are not occupied, where everything is of equal status regardless of equipment. Think Destiny's Crucible, where it doesn't really matter what your power level is. You can just go in there and kind of do your thing, whether you're level 1 or 50. So that's kind of cool.
We said that last week too. They're definitely listening.
I know they're definitely listening. Look at us, nailing it.
No, that's cool though. I mean, I feel like the normalized is more for people who just want to do a little Dark Zone but aren't like. I mean, they literally called it the hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So you're not worried about. So if you don't do it day 1, but you join like 3 weeks later, you don't have to worry about like all these people with better gear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice.
I might actually go in and try to do some Dark Zone stuff just for that reason. Because the reason why I didn't go into the Dark Zone the last time, I mean, I did for a little bit, but once it gets out of hand, when people play that, and that's the only game people play, right? Like, they find all the best stuff, and they're already more powerful, and you go in there and you just get wrecked, and if things are a little bit more normalized, it'll incentivize me to go in there and actually kind of play around with stuff before I actually, get murdered from normal people instead of high-ranking people. So I'll just go in there and Jesse will wreck shop while I pick up all the stuff. That's the plan. So.
Yeah, I barely did anything in the Dark Zone in the first one too,
Ditto.
because I just it was like, unless I was playing with Pat or whatever, there was if you're just going in by yourself all the time, it really wasn't worth it. So
you at least needed like one other person to try and survive. Yeah.
So that's cool. Dark Zone returning. Kind of excited to explore it with the normalized zones. But the big addition to the Division 2 is dedicated PvP, which they are calling Conflict. Dedicated PvP of 4 SHD agents versus 4 rogue agents. Those are just the team names they're using. That doesn't mean you're going rogue. They have unique rewards for players to bring back out into the open world. And there's 2 game types right now with more to come. Domination, which is pretty much you capture the zones and keep them while eliminating the enemy. And then Skirmish, which is each team aims to eliminate the opposing team's reinforcements to 0. I didn't see that you could respawn in this mode. I'm thinking it's more Gears of War's Warzone mode, or kind of almost like a team-based, almost like a battle royale mode, but it's 4v4, you know, where you just don't respawn. So I've been looking for confirmation all day on that,
you might have lives. Like, I know it's not a shooter, but Onrush has that switch mode where you basically have 3 lives. But then the what they call it, the fodder, the extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you take out so much, you still respawn, but then you don't count as you don't switch anymore. You're like, so I mean, obviously they're not going to make you switch like classes or opera or anything, but they might have where you have lives, but like everyone has like 3 lives each or something.
Yeah,
because it's 4v4. I mean, that could be that could be super quick.
Yeah.
Unless they do like a dodgeball style, like they did in Gears.
Yeah,
you know, like you remember the dodgeball mode? Like that was awesome. If they were to do something like that, that would be sweet.
Yeah,
if it was like a party of 4 versus 4 randoms, and they took them all out in like a minute, and then it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it might be round-based, too, but also, like, the one thing I was kind of thinking was, like, if they do this type of thing, it could be where, like, maybe the thing that Gears does in their team deathmatch mode, your whole team has 15 lives to spread between the 5 players, and the first team to lose all 15 lives loses, you know? So, this could be that type of thing, too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people were clamoring for PvP in the first game, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy that there is actually dedicated PvP. What do you guys think about the dedicated PvP stuff in this? I'm not really a PvP guy. So.
No. I mean, I'll do, like I said, I'll do Dark Zone. I mean, unless the gear is useful, which I'm sure it is, but
yeah, I feel like the gear you get in PvP is going to be kind of balanced towards PvP stuff. You know, maybe you could take the PvP stuff into the Dark Zone and do well, but you know, that kind of thing. But I feel like most of that's balanced towards PvP stuff. You know, like similar to what Destiny does, where like if you're playing Crucible, you get Crucible drops, and that stuff is mostly balanced towards PvP. You know, you don't want to use like Better Devils in PvE, right? Because it's balanced towards PvE. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a PvP guy, but it's exciting, I guess.
Do we know how it's implemented? Like, do you go to the Dark Zone? I wonder if you go to the Dark Zone waiting area and queue up.
Well, they didn't say that specifically. They didn't say anything specifically in the trailer. I'm almost thinking you kind of go to headquarters and like maybe you pick it up from there and go. It might be through like a menu or something in the headquarters where it's like
or a terminal or something.
Yeah, there's rogue agents out there. You need to go out there and you know, take them out or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know. They did say, however, they're adding new modes to all game types and new types of gameplay in the coming months, and also they said they're adding new areas, which is interesting to actually expand. I don't know if that means they're actually expanding the map, or you know, if you're they're adding underground elements to the game. I know there's a bunch of underground elements in this game now, but like I don't know if they're adding more or whatever. I know they're adding raids and the what were they called in the last game? Not the raid style things that weren't really raids.
Incursions.
Incursions. Yeah,
weren't they?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
They could also be adding like opening up maybe landmarks, like to go in them.
Yeah.
Like maybe you only like encounter a part of it and it's open then after.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like your main hub is the White House.
Yeah. Yeah, they did say that the main hub is the White House, so.
And the trailer looked like that first shot where
it looked like the Capitol building, I think, too.
Yeah.
So maybe there's more than one safe house or more than one headquarters, you know, stationed around. Be kind of cool. So I don't know. All this sounds good. Pretty excited for the Division 2. I'm not gonna lie. The more I watch about it, and the more I see gameplay and stuff, pretty excited. I really enjoyed the campaign of the first one until that update ate my save, but it's another story for a different day. Well, guys, how are you shaping up for this Division thing? What's your plan when the Division comes out? I mean, you guys are probably going to play? All three of you guys are probably going to play a lot, right?
Yeah, I might actually take the day off and play at launch, like midnight, and play through the next day. It just depends. I think it's going to be good. I'm excited for it. So I just need to find out whether I'm going to have access to it or not.
Yeah,
I'm not the one buying it. But if it's going to be available the day of launch, I will probably take. I think, is it coming out on a Friday or is it a Tuesday? It's like normal.
It's March 15th, which I think is a Friday, because all of the days in February are the same as the days in March, and I know the 15th and the 22nd are Fridays in February.
Yeah, the 15th is a Friday because that's when New Dawn comes out, isn't it? For Far Cry.
Yeah, it's also when Anthem comes out for EA Access owners. So
okay, so if it comes out on a Friday and I have access to it, I will probably take that day off and just jump in. I know Jason, Jeff, and I have both downloaded the game as soon as we finish Far Cry 5 for our co-op for Nerds Gone Platinum. We are jumping into Division to try and knock out that Platinum before the game drops. So we're going to be working through like whatever we can on that game. And I know there's stuff you can earn while playing Division 1 in Division 2, like shields and stuff like that. So we'll probably work towards that as well. So we've got a little bit of a pregame leading up to the game, and then as soon as the game drops, like I'll probably just try and level my character. Like however you start out from ground zero, and I'm gonna tell the wife, don't play anything this weekend. I'm playing Division 2 like all weekend. Roll in there and just try and get as far as I can for the weekend as far as leveling goes. Yeah, and just have a good time. I'm actually willing to try the Dark Zone now, as long as they balance it a little bit more than Division 1. I'll play more in the Dark Zone. PvP sounds fine. I have no problem with PvP. Like I'm cool with that, so I might jump into that. And we're like a month away, maybe or 2 months, a month and a half. We're a month and a half away, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got some time until we figure out what's really going to happen, and so depending on what schedules are, I mean, we'll be doing whatever.
Yeah.
I think what I can say ultimately is me, Jason, and Jeff, and I'm sure Jesse, you and Corey are going to do the same. We're all going to jump in feet first. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're just going to be like in the game. Let's have fun. Let's play this. Let's do this. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I think that's my plan.
Yeah. My thing is like, so this is kind of what I want to talk about too, is like, do you think the Division is going to have a lot of competition, or there's been a lot of talk saying that a lot of people who play Ubisoft games are kind of in their own ecosystem, where like, people who play Rainbow Six kind of jump into the Division when it comes out, and then when new operators come out, they jump back into Rainbow Six, and then some of them jump into For Honor, some of them jump into Assassin's Creed, like kind of that kind of thing. Do you think that Destiny and Anthem are straight competition for these games, or do you think Ubisoft just kind of knows what they have and it's gonna kind of be like their own little thing?
I'm gonna throw my opinion out there. I think people that are looking at this release schedule coming up, and they're looking at Anthem and they're looking at Division 2, as a Division 1 fan and as a person that liked it, I'm going to lean more towards Division 2 than I am Anthem. Now that doesn't mean that I want Anthem to fail, and I don't want to play Anthem, but as far as the pedigree of what's been put before, I really enjoyed Division 1. Love that game. I do want to get the platinum. We're working on it, for our challenge. But I think of what's coming out around that time, I think a lot of players are going to be looking at it and go, I had fun with Division. I'm going to have fun with Division 2. Like, Division 2 has that pedigree of not only Division 1, but they also have Ubisoft as the quote-unquote proven, like, we know how to do this type style. You know what I mean? So I think they've got that going for them. They've got, it's a sequel, so we're going to improve a bunch of stuff. We're gonna lay out. I think they've also learned from the Division, so I think there will be a better roadmap. Once the game launches, they'll give it like a month, and then they'll say, okay, here's our roadmap for the rest of the life cycle of Division 2. I mean, it might be longer than that. I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but they will have a better roadmap so that the fans that are playing Division 2 can say, they can look at it and they can say, yeah, I want to keep playing this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Ubisoft is out there giving them information to say, this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on. You'll get incursions, you'll get raids, you'll get like extra bonuses every other month when you play Dark Zone that you can bring into the regular playing mode. Like, we're going to throw all this stuff at you, and then, it's the player's decision to say, all right, actually, that's worth playing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what's going to be put on the table, and the player will be able to decide whether they want to invest the time or not. Now, I think Anthem has the larger hill to, like, climb as far as overcoming, like, everything that's thrown in their path. I think Division 2, they're working off a solid first game, though a lot of people had some issues with it. It was still a fun game. It was still, if you approached it in the sense that this is an MMO, them trying to be an MMO, then you're fine. But, like, the people that were like, I want a realistic shooter, hopefully they kind of swing the pendulum a little bit back for those type of people.
Well, they already said that, they're kind of balancing it more towards, it's going to feel more like Ghost Recon than the last Division, where, like, you're not going to be pumping 6 or 7 clips into a guy and him still not going down.
Yeah.
That's going to be saved for, like, boss style enemies with special armor and stuff like that. So,
right, which is fine as long as it works in the realm of the game. That's fine. But as far as the competition that they're going to have when the game comes out, I feel they'll be fine. I think a lot of people will jump into Division 2, especially the ones that like Division 1, and then it's their player base can only grow from there.
Yeah.
I honestly think that the Division appeals more to first-person shooters, like people that play those and stuff. And I feel like Anthem is gonna be more so just competing with Destiny. I honestly think that people are gonna find time for both. I don't really foresee them really being like direct competition with each other.
Well, also, I think, like, Division is, sorry to cut you off, but, like, it's the third-person shooter available on PlayStation platforms.
Yeah,
that's like Gears of War. PlayStation does not have a Gears of War. The Sony platform does not. And when I played Division, I was like, this is amazing. In fact, in all honesty, the Division is better than the last Gears of War that I played, which was 3. Okay, I didn't play 4. So 3 was the last one that I played, and I thought that the Division was a better cover shooter than that was. And so,
well, as two people who are playing through Gears of War 4 right now for squad goals, I can tell you that I actually like the cover-based shooting mechanics better in the Division.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I think
deeper.
that...
It's a deeper, more complex, game. And that's the thing. Like Gears is just a very basic sense of it. I think that's why it too. I mean, it does what it does for Gears, but yeah, it's definitely better.
I don't think that Anthem is going to compete with Division 2 because Anthem kind of has that sci-fi / fantasy portion of it. Like, hey, let me control a mech type side of gameplay / world, and Division 2 is like something completely separate where it's like this could really happen, and what are you going to do as just quote unquote like a normal human being in the situation? And it's like that's what your character is going to be. So I feel like they're not going to be competitive. They're just going to be like running parallel. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also think the Division 2 can be quote unquote beat. Anthem's they're making Anthem out like it's not ending. Not that the Division 2 is ending, but if you're someone who just plays single player, they've already established you could do everything up to like obviously raids, but like some people don't even care for raids, and you're done. Anthem, it's pretty much like you're gonna be playing with other people. They have a matchmaking system that's better than Destiny's. It's gonna keep going, and you just keep. So people, I don't think they'll compete because if people are playing Anthem first because it's 3 weeks earlier, they'll switch over, beat it, go back to Anthem, and then if you don't do PvP in the Dark Zone, you could be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully they build the raids properly or the incursions. Like hopefully there's plenty of content for us to roll into. Especially like I'm gonna be honest with Anthem. I will wait to see what reviews are. I'm not pre-ordering that. I will probably not buy it day one. I will wait. Division 2 though, I'm sold day one. I want access to that day one. I want to play it when it launches. Just because, like I said, I've had a tremendous amount of fun with Division 1. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I'm ready to jump back into that world, and hopefully they can fix some of the issues that were in Division 1. So,
yeah.
So far it sounds like they're working on it.
Yeah, right. I agree. Like, the Dark Zone sound like they're going to be more entertaining, or not entertaining, but they're going to be like less punishing, so that would be more entertaining. And then having like a dedicated PvP. Like, to be honest, if the PvP is rewarding, hell, I'll jump in. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be a lot of fun. So as long as they have it balanced, that's the key. I think that's the key for them. As long as their game is balanced, Division 2 will do fine, and they don't even have to worry about Anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think more of competition for Moose is Sekiro.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, that's true.
The week after Division.
Yeah, I'm going to take that day off.
I'm going to play Division day one, and I'm trying to go hard because a month later I'll be on baby watch, so I don't know when I'll be able to play anymore. Plus, and I'm going to PAX East, so there's a weekend.
Yeah, you're buried, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's baby watch is fun. It's a good time. It's a good time, everybody. So, all right. Well, anybody have anything else to say this episode? We're gonna kind of wrap it up here. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching or listening to Dark Zone Junkies. Remember, you could subscribe to our dedicated channel or check out our show on podcast services of your choice or on ngrradio.com. You should like, subscribe, and share. There will be Let's Plays and all kinds of weird stuff going up for the Division going up soon. So, just subscribe and subscribe to NerdsCon Platinum and Arsenal X, our PlayStation and Xbox channels, respectively. You can also download those podcasts on your podcast services of choice and check out their dedicated YouTube shows as well. Anything you guys want to plug before I wrap it up? No?
Nope.
All right.
Check out. No.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, are you sure?
Yeah.
Just got platinum #1.
Fair. You know, I don't have anything else to say. So, check out ngrradio.com for all of our content and all of our shows. And leave us a nice review on iTunes or Google Play, whichever of those services you're listening to. Give us a 5 stars. You can leave us a 4-star if you want. And if you're thinking about leaving anything under 4 stars, just don't leave anything. It's fine. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening and or watching. And until next time, we love you.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out, party people. Bye.
See ya.
Eat 3 more pizzas.